Hi everyone, it's David from Automotive Press. Merry Christmas, first of all. I hope you guys are all having a great holiday and well-deserved rest. Well, here's a Christmas gift for you from me, actually from Japan, and that is the latest edition of the Best Car magazine, which is the January 26th edition 2025. So it's hard to believe, but yes, they are already publishing magazine for 2025. This just became available today. And guess what? There's a huge scoop, actually, a couple of huge scoops in there. But let me jump right into the first one, which is about the new Celica. Well, we pronounce it Celica here in Canada. In the US, I think it's Celica. In Japan, it's Celica. But regardless, what the editors are saying is that they made a bit of a mistake in the sense that initially they were thinking that the Celica and the MR2 will both debut around the same time, but as two distinct models. But what they're saying is a bit of a surprise to me, and that is the Celica and the MR2 will be combined together into a single model, more than likely to be called a Celica. So not sure what that means for MR2, but what they're suspecting or predicting is that all of the drivetrain that we have been talking about for the MR2 will indeed be in the Celica. So instead of what they were predicting before for the Celica, which was a GT4 all-wheel drive drivetrain, but with the front engine, what they're saying is that this will be a midship or mid-engine sports car, much like the MR2. So yes, indeed, the engine will not be in the front. You'll be behind the drivers and passengers' seats, and therefore you'll be a mid-engine sports car, but still with all-wheel drive. And they're saying this is going to be the new Celica, not the other one that they've been showing you. And I can actually show you, I guess, in this photo here, or image, I should say. So this orange vehicle is what they're predicting might look like for the Celica. And it will have all-wheel drive. It will have midship design with a new 2-liter turbocharged four-cylinder engine that Toyota has shown earlier during their multi-pathway conference. So that's the engine right here. It has a lower profile, higher output and torque, comparatively speaking, based on the size. And they're saying that this new generation of engine can have up to 400 PS or 400 horsepower metric rating. And that could be a shocking and new revolution because not only does it kind of look like MR2, but it will have the MR2 configuration as a mid-engine sports car, plus the four-wheel drive or all-wheel drive capability, and this will come out as a new Celica. So let's take a look at the front here. It does have a kind of a Celica look, I think, in the front. Big wheels, these wheels look a little bit too big, but with MR2 kind of a rear design, three-quarter design here. And then the back, if it's going to look like this, well, actually it's beautiful. I mean, it kind of looks like a baby Ferrari or something much more exotic than anything Toyota has produced before. It will be a part of a GR or Gazoo Racing series. That's the sub-brand they use for kind of all sports cars now. And therefore, this red one, this red image, is what they were predicting before as Celica, and they said this is wrong. It's not going to look like this. It's not going to have this 2+2 layout with the front engine. No, it's going to be a midship, mid-engine, 2-liter turbo 4, looking like a small exotic sports car. So in some ways, it kind of looks like the MR2 rendering they produced earlier, which is this blue one here. That's the MR2. And this Celica image is very similar to that. So more like MR2, but with the nameplate Celica, because we already know that nameplate is coming back as confirmed by one of the Toyota executives very recently. And this kind of brings up other stories too, which is right here in the article where they're saying that maybe there are actually too many sports cars coming from Toyota. That includes the Celica, but maybe not the MR2, but also the new Starlet sports hatchback, which we won't get it here in North America, plus all new GR Supra that's based on a Toyota platform, not on a BMW platform. Then also all new GR86, as well as a Lexus combo package of the LC plus RC brought together as a single model. But anyway, so there's lots of sports cars coming, And how could that be is what the editors were saying, and that's why they think that now MR2 will be kind of merged with Celica and only have Celica and not the MR2. That's sort of my speculation as well. Again, it will still have all-wheel drive, likely to be borrowed from GR Yaris and GR Corolla, but it'll be a unique platform in many ways because there are no other midship platform sports cars within Toyota lineup. We really like the name Celica, so I'm very happy about that. But I'm still a little bit not sure whether it will only be the Celica or whether or not MR2 will also come back as well in a different format. But that'll be quite confusing, so it's going to be a little bit tricky to figure this out. Anyhow, the details are still scarce, but they're saying 2-liter turbo, 400 PS. This is the new engine that Toyota is developing. We're actually close to being finished now. And also there will be a manual transmission model, 6-speed manual, available. About the pricing, they're not sure yet, but could it hit, close to $100,000 Canadian, approximately? They're saying that seems ridiculous, but that's what they were hearing before. So they're hoping that's not the case, that it will be something more affordable than that. I would think that you cannot produce a Celica with a $100,000 price tag, probably going to be in the $60,000 to $70,000 price range. So other than that, not a lot of details except for the fact that they think production will start end of 2026 to be delivered in early 2027. So not too long away, only about a year and a few months. If this does come back as a Celica, well, it's going to be the most exciting Celica ever. So that's the scoop for the Celica, and then they have some other predictions in this magazine, which is also some exciting stuff, including the successor to the LFA to be called LFA II or maybe LFR. This is going to be their flagship sports car, but interesting enough, likely to be produced as a Gazoo Racing or GR model, but under Lexus brand. And that is something that haven't taken place before, but we already know it's beginning because Lexus is already showing model with Gazoo Racing badging. So we know that's happening already. Anyway, they're saying this will have a V8 4-liter twin turbo with hybrid system, and it might produce as much as 900 horsepower when you combine the 720 horsepower engine together with the electric motor system. 2-seater, front midship design. This is similar to the LFA, except LFA had a carbon fiber chassis, which is very expensive. This one, which might be called the Gazoo Racing Super Sport, will have an aluminum chassis plus some carbon fiber body parts. Now, this is not supposed to be a limited edition model, but it will be a regular standalone model, which I find it hard to believe as well, but that's what they're saying. It will be developed as a GT3 car as well. So this is going to be super exciting if it indeed comes out, which is supposed to be in the summer of 2025 in terms of production, and likely late fall 2025 as delivery time. Who knows how much it might cost? They're saying that it could be as much as $300,000 Canadian, although they were earlier predicting around $200,000. Either way, still cheaper than LFA, so that's, I think, good news if that's going to happen. I'm just excited about the twin turbo V8 4-liter 900 horsepower and coming out in about a year or so. This image is based on this scoop photo we've been seeing in many different places, and so you can see right here, this is the kind of like a mirror image of the spy photo. If it does look like this, I think it's a very unique design. I don't know that it's fantastic looking in the way that LFA was. That was such a beautiful design. But if the price is reasonable, like again, maybe 200,000 to 250, let's say, then it's still expensive, but you'll be kind of in the Porsche 911 territory pricing, and not crazy pricing that we saw earlier with LFA when it first came out. Another really important news is the Land Cruiser FJ. A lot of people are asking about that one. Here's a much better rendering that they produced, looking a lot like a Land Cruiser 250 series, which I own. You can tell the front looks almost identical. They're saying that they're going to carry that kind of design cube, but the back is very much a FJ Cruiser look with the spare wheels in the back as well. It's going to be quite a bit smaller than the current Land Cruiser 250 or 300 series. and that it will likely be based on the Hilux Champ that's produced in Thailand. And if that's the case, then we won't get it here because the Hilux Champ from Thailand is really designed for Asian market, not North American market. And if that's the case, we won't get it here, which will be very unfortunate, but you never know. It's about the size of a Corolla Cross, except this is actual body on the frame design, and it will share much of the characteristic of the Land Cruiser 250 series, and the engine is going to be same as what the Land Cruiser 250 series is using in AJAC, which is 2.7 liter naturally aspirated engine with about 163 horsepower, or 2.8 liter diesel engine, both of which are available with Land Cruiser 250 series, at least in Asia, obviously not in North America where we get the 2.4 liter turbocharged hybrid engine. But it will have a full-time all-wheel drive, and the pricing is again unsure, but they're saying maybe kind of $35,000 to $40,000 range Canadian, which will be very reasonable. And if it looks anything like this, it's going to be a fantastic model. Let's just hope that it will be based on maybe a smaller version of TNGA F platform versus the Hilux Champ platform, because then we have a better chance of it being available in North America. They're saying that it should have come out this year in 2024, but it didn't because it's got pushed back. They're still saying that it should debut in March of 2025. So that's only a few months away. And so we'll find out very soon if this is indeed destined for North America. I'm not going to go through every page just because there's a lot to cover here, and I wanted to really give you the highlights, which were the Land Cruiser FJ, the LFA II, and the new Celica. But just to finish off, they are saying that GR Yaris will become available as a GRMN Yaris. So that will be basically high performance racetrack oriented, because that's what the GRMN really means. And that is supposed to come out sometime in the spring of 2025 as well, with upgraded power and torque and performance. They're also saying that GRMN Corolla will come out a few months later in October. I don't know that we will get that, but if we do, that will be a serious contender to some of the other sports cars that we're seeing. It will be like a true performance vehicle, and it will have plenty of power, as much as 310 horsepower. They're saying, again, all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive available, and close to $80,000. They're predicting Canadian, that is, and about $75,000 for GRMN Yaris 2. So those are some other exciting news. We have a Crying Estate already, but they don't have it in Japan yet. That's what they're talking about that. And I just flipped the page, and they're also showing an all-new Leaf as well as all-new Mazda CX-5 right here. But I'll do a separate video on this one just because this video is getting long. I'm not quite sure if it's going to look like this. This looks too much like a Toyota. But anyhow, it does look pretty nice. Let's see if the Mazda CX-5 will come out supposedly about a year from today. So that's about it for now. We have a lot more things to cover later on. I'll come back and talk about FJ Cruiser and a little bit more about Celica and CX-5 in future videos. But for now, I'm going to say goodbye. Thank you so much for watching my videos, and thank you for all of your support this year. I'm so excited to face new 2025 year. Anyhow, if you could give me a thumbs up and make some comments, that would be appreciated. And if you haven't done so yet, would you kindly subscribe as well. Until next video, I'm signing off for now. Thank you so much, guys.